Today, I want to talk to you about a very important topic. Because most women I work with don't struggle with talent, they struggle with choosing. And perhaps you can relate to this too, because my clients can do many things. They see nuance, they see context, they see the big picture. They are intelligent, they are smart, they are deep, thoughtful, and capable. And this is exactly why they stay invisible. Not because they're not good enough, but because they refuse to narrow themselves down. And today I want to talk to you about that and why it's costing you visibility, authority, and clients. And I would love to describe one of my clients I work with. And of course, she's a combination of many clients that I work with. This particular client, is very good at what she does. Her clients get great results, they get real transformations. The shifts are real. And often she's actually better than others in her field. And even though I don't really believe in competition, but she is better than her competitors. So let's be honest here. She's sharp, she's skilled, she sees things that other people miss. And then I ask her the simple question, what do you want to be known for? And then she hesitates. And it's not because she doesn't know, but she doesn't want to narrow down to just one thing. She wants to be nuanced. She wants to be complete. She wants to be fair. She doesn't want to oversimplify or overpromise. She doesn't want to sound arrogant. And she doesn't want to claim anything too bold. So instead of saying, I help X to achieve Y, she says, well, it depends. And her marketing dies in that sentence because it depends is true, but it's not positioning. And her audience and your audience will never remember nuance. They will only remember clarity. And this is where so many brilliant women sabotage themselves, not by lacking skill, but by refusing to define themselves. And the thing is, this is not a clarity problem. Sometimes it is, but it's mainly a courage problem. And I've been there. I mean, I only share stuff that I lived through. It's the fear of being too defined. It's the definition that feels exposed, arrogant, incomplete, risky. Because if you say, this is where I stand for, you may automatically exclude something else, or at least that's what you think. And that feels uncomfortable. We don't want to exclude anything. But by trying to be everything, we turn into vanilla. And I want you to be pistachio with pepper or any other weird taste combination. But this is what I really want you to do. And and especially when you have an open heart in your human design or an open solar plexus, you're sensitive to other people's opinions and emotions. And with an open heart, you don't want to overpromise. So there are many elements in your design that could feel wonky. When you have an open G, you could be this one day and that the next day. So it feels like, oh, but I cannot choose. You don't really want to do that. And the thing is, if you don't want to do it, it's not so much as not wanting it, but let's be honest, and this is between me and you, it is a matter of courage. Like, this is what I stand for. This is what I want to be known for. And this is hard. I know it's hard. And it's really gonna help you in your positioning, your marketing, your authority in order to be known for that, just that one thing. Because if you don't choose, you water it down, you know, you soften your edges, and you choose belonging over leadership. And you stay broad so nobody can disagree, basically. But being broad doesn't build authority. And being defined and being really clear and bold, that is what builds authority. And that's what I really want for you. So the paradox is this: the more defined you are and the more clear and bold you are, the safer people feel with you because you are known for this thing, and this is what people want. They want that specific solution that you offer. And clarity, and this is what I struggled with a lot. Clarity creates trust. And if you're like a jack of all trades, and I know you're multi-talented and multi-passionate and also, you know, not necessarily as a manifesting generator, but many other have multiple talents as well. And you're like, yeah, but I can also do this and I can also do that. I know you can, but being really clear on this is what I do, this is what I stand for, that creates trust. And let me give you a real life example of my favorite happy place here in Spain. Um, Here in Almuñécar, where I stay, there is a churreria. And, you know, it's a Spanish deep fried thing they eat for breakfast. It's a breakfast thing. And this churreria, there are multiple churrerias here in Almuñécar. But the churreria I always go to is the best in town. And they only sell one thing: churros and coffee and tea and all that. But the food they serve, I know you can get a little sandwich, but churros is their thing. So they don't have a tapas menu. They don't have 27 breakfast options. They don't have, we also do burgers. No smoothies, no pancakes, no reinventing themselves every season, just churros. And there's always a queue outside. There is a queue that it's always packed with people. And a few doors down that churreria, there's another churreria also selling churros, but they have empty tables. Empty tables, no queue. And it's weird because they sell the very same product. But the successful churreria decided we are the churros place. We are the churros place in town. And this is what they do. So they didn't do like, oh, we also do churros or, oh, we also have sandwiches or whatever. No, we are the churros place in town. And there is incredible power in that. I mean, and I today I saw it with my own eyes, that they are not better at 100 things. They are known for just one thing, and they do it incredibly well. So whenever I think of churros, I think of them. And whenever I take someone for churros, I go there. And I'm happy to wait 20 minutes in the queue to get a table because it's the best place in town. And that is positioning, that is authority, and that is memorability. And this is what I want for you too. So your uniqueness is not in your complexity. It is in your decision. It starts with a decision. And you become memorable when you choose your lane, you repeat it, you stand for it, you refine it, you deepen it, you master it, and not when you list everything else that you do, not when you explain it all with nuance. Of course, you can do that later, but the first thing that people need to know is like, what are you known for? What is your one thing? Because, when you try to be fair to every possible angle, it's tough. And I don't need you to become a household name. I mean, you can if you want to. You don't have to. You don't need to become the world famous person for this or that. And of course, if you want to, fine. But you need to become the obvious choice for your thing. And you want to be the woman or the man, if you're watching this, that people think of when they say, oh, this is exactly what he or she does. And this is what you want. I mean, that level of clarity, it changes everything. So, what I want you to reflect on, what do people already come to you for? What is it? What transformation do you constantly deliver? And if you had to remove like 70% of what you offer, what would remain? And maybe, the most important one, what do you secretly want to be known for? And not what feels safe, not what feels neutral, not what feels, oh, this is reaching everyone. I really want to know what feels true to you. Because if you don't know your one thing yet, or if you do know it and you are afraid to really claim it, this is the work that I do with my clients. And of course, your human design is helping you to get clarity on that. But my coaching helps you to be fully in your power, embrace that uniqueness, and make that a successful business. This is what I do. We strip away the dilution, we identify the core, and we define what you stand for, and we identify it and then we magnify it because that clarity is magnetic and the dilution is expensive. And I don't want you to be everything. You need to be known for one thing, and you do it exceptionally well, like the churros place. And that's the thought I want to leave you with. Are you the churreria, or are you the cafe that also does churros? See you in the next video.